Well, g'day, Harbour Youth. With me today is special guest Dan Gale.
Yo.
Hey, Dan. You are one of those people, aren't you?
One of what people?
one of those people. Can you play the guitar?
Yes.
I can play the guitar. You guys have seen me play the Hippopotamus song, and you love it.
I've never seen you play guitar, actually.
You haven't seen my Hippopotamus song?
No.
I played the guitar for kids' church and things like that, and that's about my level.
Well, it's still playing the guitar. I mean,
You can play the drums,
yes.
and you can play bass, I assume, along with it.
Yes.
And you can sing.
Yes.
Much better than I can.
But I can't play the piano.
Oh,
If I could
really?
play the piano, then that would be considered the big four.
Yeah, alright.
Bass, guitar, drums, piano, but I can't play the piano.
Yeah, alright. Okay.
Mm.
So you're not one of those people.
No, I'm not one of those people. I'm 3/4 of one of those people.
If you picked up a saxophone, would you be able to play Three Blind Mice pretty much straight away?
I imagine it would take me probably about an hour and a half.
Nonetheless, you are involved in a whole lot of music ministry at church and at different conferences. Today we're at the Leaders in Training conference in the Royal National Park, and you've been leading the band here. How did you first get into music?
Well, I started playing guitar when I was 8.
Okay.
Classical guitar.
Really?
So for those people who know anything about music, I was just reading the dots on the piece of music, and
Yeah.
so some of the outworkings of that are things like I didn't know what a D chord was till I'd been playing guitar for 6 years.
Whoa.
I'd played D chords plenty of times, but no one had ever said that particular grouping of notes on that page is what a D chord is.
You
So
just put together a D and a whatever.
one day I was at
Yeah.
at a class, and the guy went, "Oh, that's a D chord," and I was like, "Oh, cool, that's a D chord.
Wow.
Awesome." But so I learned guitar. I started learning guitar when I was 8, and then as a teenager and a young adult, I started picking up more kind of folk, contemporary music and stuff like that, and I just fell more and more in love with it, and yeah, I just love playing music, writing music.
So music is your thing.
One of my things. Yes.
One of your things. What's your biggest thing?
Well, I mean, I would say it's my biggest kind of skill thing that I do, or
Okay.
hobby-ish kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But
Like when mine would be like nunchuck skills, ninja star skills, computer hacking skills.
Yep, and crazy experiments in your body that are almost certainly going to lead to the demise of your body.
Yeah.
But yes, music is probably my thing. But
Yeah.
beyond that, and much more than that, I would say, Jesus is my thing. God is my thing. My Christian faith is my thing, and I guess that's probably why I choose to use my music in a way that I hope is going to be a blessing to Christian community and God's people.
Yeah. At LRT last night, you shared with us a song that you'd written. Now, for a lot of teenagers out there, they might like to sit in a dark room and write songs about how a girl has broken up with them or something like
Yeah.
that.
I've done that too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can you sing one for us right now?
So one of them was one where my ex-girlfriend she used to ask me to not sing because it was annoying her. Like, I used to sing in the car all the time, and she'd say, "Don't sing." And so she broke up with me, and I was like, "Fine, I'm finally singing." So it's a song called "I'm Finally Singing Out." I was like, "I'm finally singing out." That was a big rock out song with my band, but that was how that went. Yeah.
That's cool. That's heartfelt.
Yeah.
Try and contain the singing of Dan Gale. You cannot. It must
you
break
can't.
free.
It'll break free, and you can't
Yeah.
control it.
So you don't use your singing and your musical gifts primarily for those kind of things.
Yeah, so I think I would. A lot of times people try and box musicians into either being a Christian musician or a not Christian musician.
Yeah. It's interesting.
I think for me, my preferred way of thinking about it is that you just have a person, and the person is a Christian, and if they're being true to themselves, then a lot of what they create should reflect what they consider to be most important about their life and their existence. And so, in my mind, if a Christian isn't at least reflecting in some sense their faith, then they have to be kind of holding back a little bit of who they are when they create stuff. But
Yeah.
so for me, I will write the breakup song, but because I'm a Christian, of course I'm going to write songs about how much God loves me and how much that has impacted my life as well.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that kind of. Yeah, it takes into account the whole person, doesn't it? Now, My role in kind of Christian ministry is teaching and preaching, often through these kind of videos that you guys get. Your role a lot of the time is music. In heaven, I won't have a job, but will you have a job?
I really hope I have a job in heaven. One of the things I love to imagine in heaven is that I'll just be able to jam as much as I want and learn every instrument and spend a lot of time just being creative and seeing how far you can push music. Because I believe that heaven's going to be a place where humans can still be creative and still be creating people, and so but they won't need the gospel. And I'm a Bible college too, so they're not going to need what I'm training for either. But I'll teach you guitar in heaven if you want.
That's fun. Now, some of these guys are keen on music, but they might have not picked up a guitar when they were 8. Some of them might not have ever picked up a guitar. Should they just give up and think, look, I can't reach Dan Gale's quality. It's not worth trying. I should just be a consumer of music.
Well, the first thing I would say is there's nothing wrong with being a consumer of music.
Phew! I'm off the hook.
And so that's good. But at the same time, it's never too late to learn an instrument, and you don't have to be very good before you're able to fit a spot in a church that's going to really bless people and allow them to allow a music ministry to have new and fresh things that it can do as a ministry. So like if you learn bass, within like 3 to 6 months of practicing a bass guitar, you could easily fit into the majority of worship bands in a church, and all of a sudden your worship band has a whole other element that it can be growing in.
And that's what I did when I was 14, I think. I saved up from working at a job at one of the local pubs, I was a dish pig, and then the first big thing that I bought was a bass guitar, and I learnt that so that I could, play bass at church.
And that's such a cool attitude to have.
Yeah.
And the other thing I would say is it's also never too late to learn an instrument and become really amazing at it. Like I did a music degree when I left school, and so I had a guitar tutor who tutored me, and he was one of the best guitar tutors in Sydney, and he actually didn't start playing guitar at all until he was 19.
Wow,
and
okay.
now he's one of the best guitar tutors in Sydney.
Yeah.
And
none of you guys are 19. Yeah.
And so if you are 17 and you're like, oh, I've had my time, I'm too old for this kind of stuff to learn, it's never ever too late. You can if you've got the mind to get really good at something. I mean, Tom's an example of that in all of his fitness stuff as well. Like you can do a 100-kilometer marathon if you want to. You just got to set your mind to it.
Yeah, that's right. And I guess the exciting thing here is that with music, it's such an easy crossover to be able to use it for the kingdom, for Jesus.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And to be creative for him.
Yeah.
And I think we're about to get blown down.
I think so. Thanks, Dan.
That's all good, Tom. All good, my bro.
Really appreciate it.
Keep rocking for Jesus, Shalaba.
Yeah.
Keep rocking for Jesus.
Party on, Dan. Ready?